Episode of Bespoke Architects Daily Pinup. I'm Nicole Walters, Director of Bespoke Architects, and I'm about to show you what inspiring images made our Pinterest boards today. There was a couple of different things in there today that caught my eye. This one in particular, it was the idea of putting what we call a window shroud. So we often shroud things and put a metal frame or a timber frame or a concrete frame around a window. I had not seen it done to a balcony before. Shrouds give a really nice play of depth in a facade, and they create light and shadow. And I'm really enjoying the way it's done on the balcony. I should imagine if you're standing on the inside of the balcony looking out, the balcony would feel larger than it is. So it's the first time I've seen it, and that's why it's made the Pinterest board. I decided to put it on window shrouds. I didn't know what other board I should put it on. This little project here, it was all about this gorgeous landscaping. There's actually a few landscaping projects that caught my eye. Today, maybe I have a strong desire to go outside. But it was just the way that integrated the steps with this soft landscaping in between and then this hard landscaping on the other side, and then more steps and then a water feature. So I really just enjoyed the way that interplays with the forms that are happening. You can see a direct relationship between the forms of the house and the hard landscaping, and then the recess in that house and the soft landscaping. So it was just a really nice interplay of architecture and landscape architecture, and that's why that one made the board. This little project here, it was this image that caught my eye on the newsletter this morning, and I was enjoying the way this little mezzanine level works with this ladder. And then the other angle from that same image, and we can see the kitchen, and I love the sort of refinement of this kitchen. It's very, very minimal. We can see the storage cupboards with the routed handles on this side. We can see the really monolithic sort of concrete island bench that clearly has the sink and the cooking happening on that. And then we can see on this side what we can assume to be another wall of white joinery. It was such an elegant and refined solution that I really enjoyed it, and the composition and the materials. So that's why that has made the Pinterest board today on kitchens. This little project here, it was the integration of that roof garden that we can see there, and the fact that the roof garden is actually following an internal staircase and gives that beautiful angle to that facade. So it was it's a really interesting commercial structure with a lot of different pods connected by a central spine, and then they've integrated them with their material palette on the architecture itself, and again the landscaping plays a role in that. So that's why that one made the board today. And while we're on that landscaping theme, the bridge house here, I just really liked the paving, the different levels in the landscaping, and then the break in the soft, between all that hard landscaping with the soft landscaping again. So I really was having a landscaping day. That same project, the fireplace, I just really enjoyed that as just a solid element with windows either side, and then the horizontal lines of the hearth and the mantle above that. It's quite simple and it's very elegant. It's very rugged and very heavy looking as well. It's quite a heavy looking fireplace, but nonetheless it's beautiful. From that same house, this one's actually up on the makeup table board under bathroom today. So we can see that the vanity is here, and we can see in the mirror we've got a shower and a toilet behind that. And then through the next room, and we can assume it's a walk-in robe, we can see the makeup table with the lighting and the seat. I just really like that, the integration, or the separation I should say, between the two, the continuity of the joinery and the style, but the way the two spaces are divided. So if you're sitting there doing your makeup, you're not going to be interrupted or annoyed perhaps by the person brushing their teeth or that kind of thing. So that was just a really good way to integrate the two. And then that final image, from that same project is over here, and it's the kitchen. Again, it's that integration of the dining into the island bench, and then just the layout of that kitchen. So it's a big sort of L-shaped kitchen, and it has a lot of function in the middle, and on the back wall we can see the oven, and then here we can see the cooker. So it was just a really nice material palette. I do always enjoy when we integrate the dining room table into that island bench, so that's why that image is on the board. This little apartment down here, the image that caught my eye on the newsletter this morning was this one. I really just liked all this loose furniture with combined with this built-in furniture. We can see that there's a swing suspended from the ceiling, and then the way that interplays with the inside and the outside with this retractable corner door here. So it's a cute little apartment, and its joinery was the real seller for me. We can see one of a children's bedroom here, so we can see the bed on one side of that image, some storage dividing the study space, and then a day bed or a window seat, or potentially if you've got a sleepover happening, somebody could potentially sleep on that side. So it was just a really interesting way to break up a bedroom. It does mean that you don't have the versatility of potentially rearranging this to be a double bed or a queen size bed space, but I really do like the purpose-built side of it. And I have mentioned before about not liking the idea of having a study space in a sleeping space, but I think there is a bit of a divider between those two functions, so perhaps it wouldn't be as bad. And then moving on that same project, it was the kitchen, and the way that the island bench with it's got a little bar fridge with a glass door that faces the dining room, and I really like that as an idea. I often try to move fridges out of cooking zones and out of circulation spaces so that whoever is cooking or prepping is not interrupted by somebody just trying to get a drink of water or whatever. So the fact that they don't even have to step foot into the kitchen is really appealing. And then beside that, they've put some display shelving facing that dining room. So that was just an interesting way to lay that out that potentially reduces the foot traffic in that kitchen. Again, their TV unit, which is here, we saw the back of it in this first image over here. It's just so simple. That is the appeal for me. It's obviously acting as a screen to either a toilet door or an entry door, but it does just house that television nicely, and when you're on the other side of it, you have no idea that it's a television. So that is just, to me, a really stunning and simple solution. And then from that same project, the alfresco area there, we can see the similar use of materials to inside, the inside kitchen being this one here. And then we've got this outdoor, we've sort of got that built-in couch that we can see, and then this sort of freestanding kitchen with its little sink and its little fridge. I just thought that was really nice. It's a very small space, but it's laid out really, really well with that joinery and that furniture. And then lastly today, I thought I would finish on the colour that Dulux have just released for their powder coating. They've got a new range out. These are their mood boards for those new colours. They're very, very earthy. They're referencing sort of materials such as copper and steel, weathered steel, and that kind of thing. I just thought they were really inspiring little mood boards, and certainly colours that I am drawn to as an architect. The colour palette, you haven't just got your greys or your blacks and your whites. We are seeing a resurgence of colour at the moment. We've seen that across our bathrooms with the greens and the peaches coming in, but it's nice to see some earthy blues and reds in there as well. So, and then finally, I'm not sure if I touched on it yesterday, this little table that I found, I just really liked the legs underneath that. It's a corrugated timber look, which is something I hadn't seen before, so I found that to be a really interesting piece of furniture. So just to recap on today, it was a lot of materials, a lot of joinery elements, and some landscaping. It's a short one, but hopefully an inspiring one. And then lastly, if you haven't seen it, I have been adding previous versions of the Daily Pinup onto Pinterest. This is episode 6. Unfortunately, due to the length of some of my episodes, not all of them make it onto Pinterest. If you are looking for the rest of the series, it is available in full on YouTube. So thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you've been inspired, and I look forward to talking to you tomorrow for the Daily Pinup. Thanks. Bye.